Hi, welcome back. I did most of the Link cosplay costume, Halloween costume thing for the kid, and I mean, I could probably stop there. I could probably just say, hey, there's a nice costume, you go ahead, trick or treat safely. But that would not be me now, would it? No. So I just decided to do more of the thing. So I bought this linen, which is, I just fell for it so badly. It's just yummy. Seriously, it's just yummy. And so I decided to make a pair of pants. And then I bought this pattern. It's a commercial pattern from Stoff och Stil, which is where I used to buy all my patterns. I bought it in his size, and I'm going to say something right now that I should not be saying. I am not going to make a mock-up for this because I can't be bothered. And I know that the pants will work out. And of course, if they are too long, I could just shorten them. And he's a bit skinny, so I guess we'll do some drawstring or elastic action in here, which it looks like you're supposed to have a drawstring or an elastic, and that's nice. I'm hoping that these will turn out good so that he'll wear them for normal, and not just for costume purposes. If he would wear something as an everyday item of clothing that I had made, I would be thrilled, because he doesn't do that. Let's do some cutting. These patterns, you have to buy them at the right size, and they come as these pattern pieces that are gauze. What is this? It's a gauzy material, and they are not marked, and they are not in any way, I'm not sure how to say this, they're just not very easy to follow right out of the bat. But I usually, when working with these, I mark them on the pieces so that I can know which pieces are which and which I'm going to use and all that good stuff. This calls for just over 1 meter of fabric, so of course I bought 2. I'm not sure how I feel about the included seam allowance. It's I'm just not sure, and that annoys me. But I have cut, and I always cut 2 of everything, even though the pattern says to cut 1. It's just a thing that I do. Maybe it's because I do it on the fold. It's just easier that way. And this, it feels, after having done a few patterns that are done you know, without any instructions, because I made them myself. It's somewhere between weird and fun to do something commercial. But now we are doing a pocket, apparently. So I mean, this little pocket, you know, the tiny pockets that are on in your pockets of your pants. So these are actually like a watch pocket, but the instructions in these says it's a ticket pocket, and I'm like, a ticket pocket? Does that make any more sense? And I like, no, it doesn't. Really, it doesn't. But I just found it kind of cute that this is how you do that. Haven't made pants before. Well, that's not entirely true. I have made pants. Just pajama pants, and they were made for women, so of course they didn't have any pockets. We have the pockets, which are nice and big and sewn down to the front of the pants with this tiny ticket pocket that I felt like should be further out, but that's, yeah. And then this pattern makes a fake fly that goes here, you know, just done with some stitches and some fabric. And I'm not sure how I feel about the fake fly. I mean, it looks like a fly but isn't. It's way easier to make this than to actually make a fly with a zipper and stuff. So that's nice. But yeah, so that's the front, and then the back looks basically the same. But yeah, now we have the front and the back finished. We are doing the waistband and the waist ties. And then I'm finished. I need to sew the hem as well, but I'm thinking that I'm waiting for the kid to come home from school so that I can make the hem the correct length for him. Ran out of under thread. Have been sewing nothing for a while. Ugh. Okay, so let's just get on with this. These are the pants. They are not hemmed yet, so I will not get you to try them on because there are needles in them, and you don't like that.
I saw that.
But what we are thinking about right now is the belts.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's like one belt like goes like right here, and there's all the belt like goes. It hangs on that belt, like going right here.
I'm just going to put a picture around here somewhere.
Like right there.
There. Yeah. So we are working on belts, and what I need from you when we're doing belts is to stand right up and down so that I can measure.
Ow! Brick nuggets.
Let's just start again on that sentence, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So what I need from you right now,
Yes.
when we're working on belts,
Yes.
is to stand right up and down
Like this.
so that I can measure how long the belts needs to be. And I'm just going to do this, which is my normal setup. It's not ideal. Stand up. And we need, what we're going to do is we're going to measure around your hips, which is around here. And could you do this? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. 82 centimeters, I think.
Okay.
No, it's the other way around. I thought 82 was too much. It's 68.
It's 68. Okay.
Okay, I just
I'm not 82.
I need to write that
I'm not
down.
that fat
Okay.
yet.
You're just not big.
Oh my
What did I say? 60?
There you go.
What did I say? 60?
8. There you go.
68. And then, and this is the hard part. We're
No,
going to measure for this
The muscle sword?
belt,
Oh wait, you don't mean the muscle
this
sword.
belt,
You don't mean
and
the
then we're
muscle-
going to measure for this belt, okay?
Okay. So,
So
we're gonna
if-
like measure from first here, and then we're gonna measure
I'm going to
from-
measure you around
I'm
here,
just gonna hold right there.
around here.
I'm gonna hold there,
You
so
are,
so you know where to like put the belt.
the belt
like-
goes around you like this.
And
that
then
needs
the
to
other
be
belt is right here, I think.
87, let's just do this.
And the other belt is right here. Should be right here.
And then turn around. And then, you know, because of this belt, it's going to go around your chest
Yes.
and end up also connecting with the belt on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That is.
you need to hold your hand right there. And then I'm going to measure you up here. That is 34. We're going to use some of this faux leather.
Use false leather.
Faux leather. And I have
fake leather.
a lot of it. There is 2 meters of this.
I didn't get it.
But the pants,
Yes, that thingamajig right there.
you were saying that they are scratchy, right?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I saw a YouTube video
Mhm.
of a woman telling you how to soften this type of fabric. You could put it in a bucket of water and baking soda and just keep it there for like
14 hours.
no, more like 40 hours. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's just a lot of work, and another way of doing it just just wear it and then just wait until I.
But you were complaining that it was scratchy.
Yeah, but I don't
Like
think it was
literally
right.
hopping around because it was so scratchy. So welcome back to my bathroom. I was talking about these pants that I made. They are now finished. The hand sewing is done. And the kid says that he finds these scratchy. And I don't find these scratchy. It's actually a kind of nice linen that was quite soft when I bought it. But when I do this, I can kind of feel what he means. by Scratchy. I don't agree, but he's the one that's going to wear them. So I went online and tried to find something that would soften them. Because at first I thought like hair conditioner would probably work fine. And then a video on YouTube that I am not sure if I can find, but if I do, I will link it down there. They said that time is a thing that softens linen, and that is, I don't have that time. And also baking soda, but everyone knows baking soda, right? It's a rising agent for cakes and stuff that are done with a lot of milk, because they react with the acid in like yogurt and sour milk and those kinds of things. So the video said that if you fill a bucket of water, and just dump a whole lot of baking soda in there, this is going to be a lot. It's 50 grams. And in baking, this will last you for a long time. So that's nice. You just dump a whole lot of it in the water, and then you put the linen in there. And that is going to be fun. Leave it there for as long as you can be bothered, but at least like a day. So, and I'm hoping they will be less scratchy when I take them out. So, like I said, I have these. They aren't actual belt buckles. They are, you know, those. They are more like the closing on this WWJD band that I have here. They are. I put it on here. The end of the belt is fastened to the bar in the middle, and you use it as a belt buckle. Even though it's not a belt buckle, it is quite easy to slide through. So when you make bracelets like these, people normally fold them over and do this with them, which makes it harder to just open, except with this fabric, because this fabric is slidey. And as you can see, this is the first, like, just a test of a belt. It is probably the right width of belt, but it is a bit too flimsy for my liking, if you know what I mean. So I'm thinking, and I thought about this a lot last night, I'm thinking that I will make them double, which makes sense because they will look the same on both sides, as opposed to this that has a front and a back. And I will run a stitch line down each side. I have 3 of these, and I need 3 of these, so that's nice. I have these 2 that are like, 2 of them has this blackish finish, and the last one has this metally finish. So it's a black metal and a plain metal, silvery, I guess. I've decided to use a black one at the chest, belt, and one of each on the waist belts, because I need to make them different. And I'm doubling them, and this belt, or this strip, is what, 78 centimeters long, which is 10 centimeters longer than the kids measure. But let's look at the top belt of the waist belt that this picture that I've got has. It is put through the belt buckle like this, and then it is folded over and down so that it looks like this, and that is kind of nice. But I need this tail thing to be longer, so I need to figure out how long this is supposed to be, because I think that that tail end needs to be longer than 10 centimeters. So that's the thing. I have also not decided on how to fasten these together. If I'll just do this and then run a straight stitch line, if the finish will look nice, or if I'm going to fold the edges in and then sew. That is, I'm not sure which looks nicer. This kind of look, the folded in edge kind of look a little bit fake, and I mean this is fake. This is not leather. This is something we call sky in Norwegian. I'm going to look it up on the Wikipedia. Leather, which is, it looks kind of like leather, only it's a tad shinier, and then it has this backing, and it's also too much. It has too much stretch, you know. I have worked with actual leather a few times and it's not this stretchy. I mean, it's just not. So what I am doing is I am going to make the belts, I'm going to make them too long. I will put them on the kid and just kind of decide how long they're going to be and cut them and finish that edge instead. That's what we're going to do, and I hate cutting in this damned fabric. Ugh. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this material. That's just... So I need to do this on the length of the fabric. Join me on the floor. I'm thinking I could use glue. This is the first one. I could use glue. I could just do this like this. I could do this and then glue it down like this, and then trim edges if I need to, and then sew. I wouldn't have to feel like this fabric is constantly gliding, because I mean, you could use pins in this, but I believe that that would, yeah, it would puncture the pleather side of this in a way that I do not like. So I think that glue it is. I do not particularly like working with glue and fabric. I have done so in the past, but I do not like it. So what I will do is I will keep using this, the first belt-y thing that I made. I will keep using this as a template, a test run, whatever you like to call it. And like my collection, my glue collection isn't that big. And also I have used glue, different kinds of glue for things that was not their intended purposes. And it has worked fine in the past. I have two glue favorites, and it is this jewelry glue type, pretty this is pretty liquidy, and it glues, it dries fast, and I have used it on everything from like rhinestones to paper to fabrics to kind of everything actually, and it has worked fine. And then there's this, which is a wood glue, and it says winter on this because it's supposed to withstand winter, outside work in winter, and I haven't tried that. I haven't tried using this in winter, but I like this glue as well. It's a bit more messy, and it dries slower than the jewelry glue. There is more in this than there is in this. Of course, when making jewelry, you use less of the glue than when you're doing some woodworky things that needs glue. Let's just make a test, alright? Let's just glue stuff together and see what happens. That's a thing, right? Yeah. So I'll start with this jewelry glue, and I'll just apply a layer like this. And I mean, this gluing doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to stitch over top of the edges anyway. So it doesn't need to be perfect. Let's just fold it over because that's how this is supposed to be. I'm supposed to fold it over. And I need something heavy on this. Like what? Like a weight of some sort. A TARDIS mini savior thingy. That. Like that. That's nice. Yeah. Now let's use the other type. That needs to be opened. Yeah, this looks like this. It's also kinda liquidy, not as liquidy as this one, but it's kinda liquidy, and I'm just going to spread that with my finger. Very high tech, I know. It spreads down into the fabric, and now I need to weigh this down with something. Let's let's use this ginormous hourglass. It has weight. Let's see how this looks. Well, this is fine. I mean, I won't be counting on this glue alone. I just need it to stay together while I sew. So this glue works fine. How about the other? This glue Also works fine. None of them leaves any marks on either side. What made a mark, on the other hand, is the bottom of this, my huge hourglass. So now I'm just left to choose which glue to actually use. And this is easy to open. This is also easy to open. I think I'm going to go with this just because there's more of this and I find it easier to work with. Having sewn these together in the edges as well, I can't help but really like these. I mean, the stitching is nice. I picked a color thread that is a tiny bit off, which is nice because it's contrasting, and you know, these aren't elastic anymore as opposed to this, which is. I'm gonna do this so that we're both in the picture.
Okay, so we are working on the belts.
Yes, and I have made 2 belts that are okay around your waist.
Yes, they are.
One of them is going to get a belt loop, the other is not. And then I placed it on the floor. And now we're working on these that are crossing over your chest.
Yes, we're working on this. Just right.
And that is harder than I thought it would be.
Yes,
yes, it is. So, if you could, I'm going to film because you're going to lift your hand over your head. Yeah. And you're going to turn. So, we've got one belt coming over this way with a buckle there, and then we have a belt piece going from here, turn around, and then that is going to go down and meet in the back. And your black t-shirt is making this hard because the contrast isn't big enough. But anyway, that's going to go down here, and I turn around again. I'm not sure how we're going to fix it. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to sew this down to this.
So I can like just take this off and just take it off?
Yeah, but not right now.
Yes, I know.
And needles don't work, so we're going to use this clothes peg that still has string around it from my adventures in bobbin lace. And now turn around.
What's bobbin lace?
Bobbin lace is something really cool.
Okay.
It's a type of lace. Duh.
Shoelace?
No, lace.
What's lace?
Hold this. Okay, no, but I need 2 hands, so you're just going to hold this up so that we're both visible, okay?
Oh, wait, I'm just gonna do this. Does it work?
No, and you guys stand normally.
Okay, I'm just gonna through.
So give me the camera.
Here you go.
So I fastened this around here with another clothes pegs, and I'm going to sew that down over here. Cut this away, turn around, and I'm going to sew this down here as well, and then this is going to get a belt loop so that you can just do this. Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
That's what we're doing. How are you feeling?
Awesome.
Great.
I'm not feeling awesome. I am awesome.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
We all know you're awesome. Okay, so let me just sew that down.
Can I take this off now?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
So you just gotta... No. That needs to stay there.
Okay.
You open it.
I just open that.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Thank you. Thank
There
you. This is how much is left of the belt pieces that I made today. And I am so happy that I didn't have to cut more. Because that was just a pain. But look, this is the scrap I've got left. And I'm so happy. And also the belts are done. So belts are done.
Yes, they are.
Are you feeling cool?
Not feeling cool. I am cool.
How long is that joke gonna be funny?
Not for long.
The very last part I want to make is there is this bag pouch thing that hangs from Link's belt that I saw in some of the memories from Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I'm very happy about actually being able to make that because first of all I get to use this little last piece of the belt that I made and also a little more of the pleather because when will I ever use pleather again? Probably never. I already hate doing curves, so why do I do it in pleather? It's like I hate myself or something. Okay, so that's one curve. I'm sewing it wrong side to wrong side just because that felt like it would be easier and I think it actually is. So that's the thing. Now I have this and that is going to be like the back side and then we're flipping it over like so. And like sewing curves in pleather is hard and I believe that this will be even harder. So whatever, pray for me or something. I wish I could press this, but I can't, so we'll have to do the finger pressing or whatever we call it. I mean, the pleather would probably melt into my iron if I tried to do that, so. And now for the hard part. Should I line this with more of this? Should I have done that before I stitched it? Probably. But then again, who'll know? I don't care. I'm not going to do it. But this, I'm going to have to make. These are the two pieces I've got left of the belts after having done some loops. How big does these need to be? Need to be about this big. Well, pleather is not what I call a good time, but it's going to be good. This is going to be great. If someone is willing to sew through pleather for you, that's a declaration of love right there. Here we have it. It's got loops. Now, Christian?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, let's make a button. Let's find the buttons. Pick that up and join us on the floor. I need to be exactly sure of how to do this before I start working on this. So, this thing, and this thing, and then this thing, and this thing. So this is 13 centimeters wide, which means, Christian?
Mm-hmm.
What's half of 13 centimeters?
I know. Oh, 6.5.
Exactly. Nice. Great. Good. 6.5 centimeters from the edge. We're making a hole there to fit this little knob through.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we gotta cut some more, apparently.
No strike. Oh shit! Oh wow 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 wow! It's vibrating in the floor. I'm in the floor when I'm sitting on it.
This goes on there.
On there.
And then
right
this goes on there. And then this goes here.
And then you're gonna
And
use
then
this.
we're hammering again.
Yeah, hammer! Hammer time, baby.
It's hammer time.
Hammer time.
This was the last video on the Link cosplay for the kid.
Because we're done with the costume.
Yeah, and today is Halloween.
Yes. So happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And that means that we just got the costume finished for Halloween, which is my way of doing this.
What's your way of doing
So
that's my mom.
So if you like this video and you want more sewing adventures and stuff from me, and maybe a few cameos from this guy,
like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Okay, thanks for watching. I'm Anne.
And I'm Christian.
And this has been my approach.
Our approach.
Our approach.
Bye!